mighty Tawada to the brother for offering some clarity on that. You know, we are one body with many parts. So if we got one brother that might not have the full details on a particular matter, we are a part of a collection of brothers who have different types of backgrounds. So with that, let me start out with let me see. Let's go to let me see Colossians 3 and 16 and 17, as we usually start out with. You know, kind of set the tone for this message. You know, because we got to remember in word or deed, okay, from sun up to sundown, we got to keep the Most High at the forefront of our mind, at the forefront of our tongue, and even our actions. All right, we got to let Him be the deciding factor in everything that we think, say, and do.
That's right.
So, Brother Kashal, whoever's got it, let's bring it out.
Okay. Bring it out.
This is the book of Colossians 3 and 16. Let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord.
Khan, let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you. Okay, we have to let this word dwell in us. Okay, we have to be vessels that literally house this word. We have to be vessels that literally put forth this word. We have to be vessels that literally walk out this word. Because even if we didn't speak it and teach it, at least our walk could do the very same thing, all right? If we don't do it with our mouth, at least our walk could do it, all right? Because actions speak louder than words.
That's right.
All right, so finish out what you got, King.
Verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahawashi, giving thanks to Yahawah and the Father by Him.
Whatsoever we do in word or deed, understand, before we put our words forth, these things are in our mind. So whatever is in our mind, we got to make sure that it's lining up with the Most High God. We got to make sure our words are lining up with the oracles. We got to make sure our steps are lining up with the commandments. All right, so
wake up, Bach.
You got any more on that, King, or is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right, so Baba Kashal, can I get, let me see. So let's turn to the book of Ephesians 4 and 2. I want to kind of talk about long suffering, all right? This message right here is going to go specifically to the youth of Yasharala, all those that are out there actually learning this truth and trying to understand where you fit in and how you have to move against this given society where they're propagating all these lies, all these false doctrines to keep us dumbed down, all right? So let's bring that out.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 2. With all loneliness, slakia, lowliness, and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. Verse 3.
That's on that. And the water. All right, so with long suffering, all right, we have to be dealing with each other, right? If your brother isn't really quite understanding the word, understand that Yahawashi himself had to offer a sense of patience with us. Okay, he had to be long suffering himself. All right, we got to understand that when we get these seeds planted with our brethren, it's going to take a little bit of time. They're not going to have the same level of understanding as you. They might not have the same type of experiences, but at the same time, if they're willing to listen, be long suffering, because every plant is going to grow at a certain rate. All right.
Not every flower blooms at the same time.
That's right. Not every flower blooms at the same time. Bring that out again. All praises. Okay, and that's like a little metaphor to let you understand that, okay, everybody isn't going to get it just like that. Some will get it in a few months. Some will get it in a few weeks. But nevertheless, if you're dealing with somebody that's actually trying, be long suffering.
Got a precept, King Salaki.
Bring it out. We got a precept.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 10. Bring it out. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Precept must be upon precept. When you're dealing with your fellow brother or sister, you got to understand that when it comes to this learning process, not only will it take a little bit of time, but in teaching, it's going to take a precept against another precept. A little bit from the Old Testament and a little bit from the New Testament. All right, here a little and there a little.
That's right.
Okay, you can't necessarily consume an entire plate all at once.
Right.
It's gonna take you a little bit of time. You're gonna have to break this stuff down. Now, saying that, I want to put a little bit of emphasis on breaking it down because some people really don't have the ability to chew meat as it pertains to understanding, the scriptures like that. They'll have to be given this word in a smaller doses, in a more manageable form, such as milk. You're still going to get that protein, the same thing that your body needs, but it's going to be in a different form that your body can handle it. Until you increase, it's just like a baby. Until that baby increases, only then will they be allowed to move up and to get into solid foods, all right? And that's the same thing with this word. We're going to give the milk, then we're going to gradually make sure that there's a level of understanding, and then we get into the solid foods, all right? But don't rush it because everything in its time, okay, everything in its time, and everything is going to serve out its purpose for its own reason. All right, so the water, brethren.
Precept.
Okay, precept.
This is the book of Psalm 119 and verse 104.
Bring it out.
Through thy precepts I get understanding.
Through thy precepts, here a little, there a little, will you get understanding. Read.
Therefore I hate every false way.
Therefore I hate every false way.
That's right.
Anything outside of the words of the Most High God is false.
That's right.
Yahawashi said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh up to the Father but by me. Notice he said, I am the truth. All right, so everything outside of him is false. Read. Or is that right on that?
Oh, I can read the next one. It fits right in. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet.
Thy word is a lamp unto thy feet. As you walk, you're going to need a light to see where you're going because this world is filled with darkness. Read.
And a light unto my path.
And a light unto my path. You're going to actually see where you're going, all right? And being on that right path, you will be sure-footed in the word. All right? All praises. We got another precept. Bring it out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Read.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Them that are weaned from the milk. Weaned from the milk, meaning that you've got that level of understanding, that you've been walking it out, and you truly know what it is to keep the commandments. Okay, that's even when nobody is looking. That's when it really, really counts right there.
That's right.
All right, that's integrity. Doing the right thing, which is upholding righteousness when nobody's around. Because you see, the Most High God is upon each and every vessel, especially Yasharala. Okay, we got another one. Bring it out.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
I have fed you with milk and not with meat. For hitherto ye were not able to bear it.
I have fed you with milk and not with meat. Hitherto you were not able to bear it. Let it be known that everybody's got to have a starting point. Babies aren't born just walking. They had to learn how to exercise their muscles a little bit, and then they had to wiggle around, crawl, and then they got up on their feet, and then they start to walk, right? It's a gradual process.
Right, come on, friend. Neither yet now are ye able. Verse 3.
God. Neither yet now are ye able, meaning you're still in the learning process. You're still in that phase of transition. But nevertheless, for all those teachers out there that want to get short with it and get impatient and want to cast a brother to a side, you need to check yourself. Because again, in the process of time will a thing come to full fruition. So in the meantime, you have to be patient enough and long-suffering, okay, and be that source of guidance and support for your fellow brother or sister.
That's right.
Right, read.
Verse 3, for ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying and strife and division, are ye not carnal and walk as men?
We are carnal, the scripture is saying, meaning that we're making moves based upon not only the things that we see, but based upon the things that we feel. I don't feel like it. Oh, well, I don't really see it that way. Well, the Most High didn't really put us down here to execute according to the things that we feel or see.
That's right.
He put us down here to execute according to His commandments.
That's right.
And later on, you will get that understanding if you don't understand it right then and there. All right, because it's not about us, but it's about Him.
That's right.
All right. Finish up what you got, King. Or
I got another one for you, King Salakia. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, from the top. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahawashi, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahawashi called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them. Salakia, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
All right, so here it is. We got a question being presented. Who shall be the greatest in the kingdom? I always let it be known that the one that's the least among you will be the greatest. You got to have enough knowledge to understand that we are only as strong as our weakest link. All right, so if you see your brother over here struggling, don't be a part of the problem and just dismiss him and just cast him off, but be a part of the solution and help them out through this process. All right? All right? We have to become like children. All right? Children are very, very impressionable. All right? It doesn't take very much to not only get their attention, but it doesn't take a lot to teach them, okay? Because they're coming with like an unbiased mind. I mean, they're coming with an open mind at that, all right? Ready to soak up that knowledge. But you got to be careful what you teach them, because if you're going to be teaching them righteousness, they're going to soak it up. If you teach them unrighteousness, they're going to do just the same. All right, so you got to ask yourself, what type of vessel are you trying to raise up? All right, Khan, throw water for that. Throw water for that. Let's get the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 28. Romans chapter 8 and verse 28, because we got to understand that as we all are trying to get back home, it's going to take a certain process of teaching. All right, you gotta let those teachings go forth, and then you gotta let that teaching take time to take root and then grow. All right, but it can't grow unless it's nourished. Okay, those teachings have to be nourished. Okay, and you have to have some type of backing of support. All right, in case there's some type of period of failing, you got that support to recover. Who's got that?
I got it. This is the book, Salakia, of Romans 8 and 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God.
All things work together for good for those that actually love Yahawah.
That's right.
And what does it mean to love Yahawah? It's simply the keeping of the commandments.
Right.
All right? You know a person loves Yahawah by them keeping the commandments. But if you're dealing with somebody that's blatantly not keeping the commandments, well, they ain't got no love. So you can just save your energy, save your time, your money, your resources, all of that, and shake the dust and move on.
That's right.
All right? Find somebody else that will receive you. All right? Don't stick around people that's not going to receive of you. All right? All praises. The water for that. Let's get the book of Judith, chapter 8 and verse 24. All right, because this is real crucial when it comes to us teaching our people. All right. Shalom.
Got words a minute ago?
You got a quick moment for the word?
No, thank you.
We out here for our people. So-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics are the very Israelites of the very book. You might not get that clarified.
That's right.
All right, so I'll press let's bring out what you got.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 8 and verse 24. Now, therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren, because their hearts depend on us, and the sanctuary, and the house, and the altar rest upon us.
And that's exactly what you're seeing right now, okay? We understand, all right, that our brethren's hearts depend upon us. They can't depend upon all these other heathen countries or even peoples, because they're just going to lead the flock astray, all right? But their hearts depend upon us, so we have to show that righteous example day in and day out, no matter what we're going through. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but it's not designed to be easy. It's meant to be challenging, all right? It's meant to grow you, okay? And it's meant to show you where your strengths are in the midst of the trying, all right? So let's bring out what you got, King.
I just wanted to bring out what you had mentioned earlier, Slakia. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 14. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust off of your feet.
Who shall not receive you of any house, shake the dust, Christ says. All right, and that's actually the spirit, because that's going to be a part of some of my next scriptures that's coming up. These are, no, that's all to the good, okay? Because if they need to hear it twice or thrice, then so be it.
Bring it out.
All right, we are commanded to shake the dust, all right? We come out, we labor week in and week out, and we try to bid to the marriage, all right? In long suffering, patience, and so forth, okay? A lot of us damn near go broke putting money into this ministry, okay? I got a brother over here got thousands of dollars into this ministry, all right? I mean, like, not to toot our own horn, but that's just what it is. We can't depend on anybody else to help generate funding, because they're going to fund a lie, all right? So we over here funding the truth through the Spirit, and even with our own resources that the Most High has blessed us with. All right, so just to kind of get a little more in depth on that, Baba Krishna, Brother Israel, while Brother Nazar is getting another precept, let's kind of elaborate again. Matthew chapter 10, and it's going to be a little bit of reading, so hold what you got, King, for sure. And then we're going to get into Matthew 10, 5 through 20.
Bring it out.
Because I kind of want to go verse by verse and break it down, and just kind of get a little bit in depth with this real fast. All right, my sermon ain't gonna be too long. I'll conclude here in a short second. Bring it out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 5. These 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Yahawashi commanded the 12, okay, his disciples, all right, to go forth and teach. But he said, go not into the ways of the Gentiles. Read.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
But go rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, the people of the covenant. All right, the children of the promise. All right, read.
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent and keep the commandments. That's what this is all about. All right, that's what this is all about. Day in and day out. Okay, with our lives, we got to do this. All right. Our brothers up here, we sharing this word even when we're not on camera. All right. When nobody sees us, when we're out in traffic, passing out flyers. Okay, witnessing, sharing our personal numbers, even sharing our own homes for the sake of this knowledge, for the sake of this truth, for the sake of going home. All right, read.
Verse 8, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils, freely ye have received, freely give.
Freely ye have received, freely give. All right, freely give. Don't just do something with an expected return, all right? Do it because you were freely given, and so the Most High has commanded you to do just the same.
That's right.
Shalom, sis. Excuse me.
Hey.
How you doing? You got a quick question, or?
Oh, no, I'm just looking.
Okay. If it's not too personal, can I ask what your ethnicity is on your father's side?
I have Icelandic.
Say what?
Icelandic.
Hispanic?
Icelandic.
Icelandic.
Iceland.
Oh, Icelandic. Oh, I thought you said Hispanic. Okay. So you're from Iceland. Okay, so that's for sure on your. That's on your father's side. Is that correct? From Iceland.
No, it's from my mom's side.
Okay, so what's your ethnicity on your father's side?
I have an Alaskan Native.
Aha, ringing bells. Okay, Alaskan so-called Native. All right. Well, we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and our mission is to wake up our people to the truth of God's word, okay, and to teach them the laws of God and compel them to not only keep them, but to walk them out and teach them as well. All right. So these are the people groups that we're commanded to teach. Everything on the left is what God calls us, and everything on the right is what society calls us. So do you see your people group on the chart? Because you could possibly line up with either the tribe of Gad, or the tribe of Gad, or possibly the tribe of Reuben. So, you see yourself over there? Possibly Reuben? Okay. All right, well, then all praise. All right, so what we're here to do again is to teach our people who they really are according to the scriptures. All right, so do you have any biblical understanding of, your forefather or your heritage, or, okay, so, all right, let's get the book of Isaiah, I believe 1 and 3, kind of set this tone. Yeah.
I have a call with my kids at 1, so I go to the library to check my notes.
Understood, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that. Yeah, we'll be here. There's contact information on the flyer. If you got any questions, reach out. We'll give you answers according to the scriptures, history, and even archaeology.
Okay, yeah, I'll walk back this way on my way back. I just gotta make sure I get that phone call with kids.
Okay.
We've got YouTube, so yeah, if you're at the library, check out our YouTube page and catch some videos. Stay warm. Stay blessed.
All right.
If you don't make it back by chance, your biblical ethnicity, according to the Bible, you'd be from the tribe of Gad, sister. According to what God calls you, you're a so-called Native American on your father's side. You are one of God's chosen people. You are royalty in the eyes of the Lord. But all right, you just gotta keep the commandments and the faith in Christ in the last days.
Yeah, keep the commandment and the faith in these last days. All right, it's very crucial because this is how we can go home. All right, and this is how we receive the kingdom. All right, so all praises. All right. All praises. Our people come from all over the world, as we know. All right, so you got to understand we can't really count them out upon any type of physical appearance or nothing like that. All right, so let me see where we at. I believe we were at Matthew chapter 10, verses 5 through 20. Matthew chapter 10, verses 5 to 20. Baba Kashab.
Verse 9. Provide neither gold, nor silver, nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat.
So we've got instructions really not to try to carry too much with us on this journey, because when it comes to this work, we'll be compensated properly, not only through the Most High, but through those that we're generating this work for. Okay, because the Most High will definitely bless us being in servitude to Him. All right. Finish out what you got. I'm just going to go down to verse 20.
Verse 11, and into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy.
Whatsoever city you enter, inquire who is worthy. Meaning, don't cast your pearls to the dogs. Don't make sure that whoever you're dealing with, that they are worthy of receiving this, this treasure. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what it is. All right, read.
And if the house be worthy, Salakia, and there abide till you go thence. Verse 12. And when you come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you.
So if you're coming to a house or a city and you're preaching and you're doing the work, okay, and you're well received, salute that home. All right. Give respect where respect is due. Give honor to where honor is due. But on the flip side, if they're not receiving you, then you just simply shake the dust and you keep it moving. All right? We ain't going to be wasting no time with non-believers. We're not going to waste no time with rebellious spirits. We're not going to waste time with people that want to play semantics and word games and try to trump the word of God. Trying to convince you that we can't keep the laws. We're not supposed to keep the laws, but we got to upkeep man's words, keep man's laws. No, that's a bunch of foolishness.
Teach.
Keep reading, King.
Salakia, I got a precept.
Bring it out.
Just gotta pull it up.
Because in this ministry, we're called to go to many different areas. We're working on plans to go out to the res and reach our Northern Kingdom brothers out there. All right, and there's a lot of resistance. Them being so distant from society, all right, they kind of have a spirit of reluctance, okay? They really don't want to receive us like that. But us knowing that they're our brother and they've been so indoctrinated, we're going to have that sense of long suffering with them, all right? But in the very midst of that, if we see that we're not being well received, we're not going to waste our time, all right? If you want to get this word, we're going to deal with you, all right? And we're not going to keep it from you. Read.
Salaki, I got that now. This is going into what you were saying earlier. This is the book of Proverbs 23 and 9. Speak not into the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words.
Speak not into the ears of a fool. So you got to identify your audience. Okay, as a teacher, you have to effectively identify your audience so you know how to convey this information. You're not going to talk to a child the same way you're going to talk to an adult, and vice versa. You're not going to talk to a woman in the same way that you're going to talk to a man. Okay, you're going to kind of change up your message according to that audience. All right, Khan, we got a precept. All right.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Talk not much with a fool.
Talk not much with the fool.
And go not to him that hath no understanding.
And go not to any person, male or female, that has no understanding. All right?
Beware of him, lest thou have trouble. And thou shalt never be defiled with his foolery. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness.
All praises. Playing upon tables right there. Let's let you know, hey, when it comes to this blessing, understand who you're going to be giving it to. All right? Because constantly, you can work real hard for a person that's not deserving. And then at the end of the day, you're just spun out. You know what I mean? You're exhausted. Your bank account is drained. Okay. Your situation might take a hit. Now you got to dig yourself out of a hole for trying to save a fool, for trying to deal with somebody that's unruly. All right. So understand who you're helping. All right, because we're commanded to do good unto those that are worthy of it. Okay, read.
Got a precept. This is the book of Titus, chapter 3, verse 10.
Bring it out.
A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject. Verse 11. Knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself.
That's right. You gotta let people identify themselves as well. All right. Just like the scripture said earlier, talk not much with a fool. All right. We got very, very serious work to do, but we don't have any time to be wasted on people that's just going to be wasteful themselves. All right? We got what you got, King?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7, chapter 9, 7 through 9. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot.
Let's stop right there. Please start that from the top again and go slow.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and 7. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame.
Stop. He that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame. Again, know your audience. Know who you're teaching. Know the spirit behind the person that you're trying to uplift. All right? If you're dealing with somebody that's scornful, you're going to bring shame upon yourself. All right? You got to understand, you got to put seeds in a well-deserved ground. Lest you be laughed to scorn yourself. Read.
And he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot.
And he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a what?
A blot.
A blot. A blot. All right, so it's basically saying, you know, it just all revolves around understanding your audience, okay? You got to understand who your audience is, and you can't let your words be falling on deaf ears, all right? Because this is serious work. Is that it? Is that it on that, King?
You want your words to fall on fertile ground. Right, and eventually the Most High will bring the increase.
That's right. Okay, because you don't want to be standing up talking to a wall.
And just real quick, like Paul told Titus after the second admonition reject. In other words, give people a chance. But if they're not receptive to it, then reject.
Give them a chance. Give them a chance. And if they're not receptive to it, then reject. Okay, it's the order and process of this. Don't just reject right off the top. He looks like he's doing this. He looks. No, know the matter before you judge. Don't be prejudiced. Don't be prejudiced about this, because you see, this is what the heathens do. They like to be prejudiced. instead of judging a matter righteously, but they don't know how to judge righteously because they don't know how to judge by the laws of God, something that they don't even have themselves. So this is why we got this big problem as it is. The water, that's very, very, very fruitful. All right, bring out what you got, Keith.
Proverbs 9 and 8. Reprove not a scorner lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man and he will love thee.
Rebuke a wise man and he will love thee. Notice that it says a wise man. A wise man's got enough wisdom to understand, okay, you know what? I was off. I have my brother over here. He got me about that folly, and now I'm good. I'm straight. And I got to go over there and, thank that man. I got to shake his hand. I got to hug him. I got to even give him a kiss because he got me about that foolery that I was in. You see, correction is a good thing. Don't look at correction like it's something, to be used against you, but it's to admonish you. All praises, all praises. Finish out with what you got. Kiss him on the cheek, that's right. We ain't gonna be doing no tongue service, all praises. You know what I mean? Let's get that straight, right? Get that straight. Yeah, give him a holy kiss on the cheek. Okay, that's a facial cheek, okay, to be more clear. All right, all praise the Now finish out what you got.
This is the book of Proverbs 9 and 9. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
Give instruction unto a wise man, and he will be wiser. He will increase. Okay? All right, so you got to understand what you're doing with your words, your time, your intention, because you don't want to be wasteful. Okay, these are the last days. All right, we got to make every moment count. All right, is that it on that, King?
On that, but I can go back to Matthew.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Matthew 10 and 14. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet.
Who shall ever not receive you in the house or the city, as we come out here bringing out this word, if you ain't receiving it, so be it. We're going to shake the dust as we're commanded, because we ain't wasting no time, because time is very, very nil.
Wake them up!
Very, very nil. All right, every moment counts. So we're commanded to shake the dust. Just keep it moving. This includes family members. All right, your lover, or whatever you want to call it, your wife. All right. And when I say lover, I'm talking about your wife in righteousness or your husband in righteousness. All right. Okay. All your loved ones, no matter who it is, shake the dust. All right. And the Most High will deal with that vessel in His time. Finish out what you got, King.
Verse 15, Verily I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah and the day of judgment than for that city.
It will be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah in judgment than it would be for that city that didn't receive you. You see, because say you were a part of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? If you had the spirit of at least receiving and hearing, it'll be better for you than one that just doesn't receive it at all. All right, so let's finish out what you got, because I think we're near verse 20.
Over to go to verse 16? Or you're up to 20?
Down to 20,
This is the Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
So Yahawashi already let us know that when it comes to this ministry, when it comes to this mission, we're going to be in dangerous situations. Okay, we're considered sheep amongst the wolves. Right. These ravenous wolves in the society. Oh, you ain't got to teach the laws of God. All you got to do is just believe. That's not according to the scriptures. Accompanied with that belief is work, because your work validates that belief, which is parallel against your faith. All right. Faith without works is dead. Right. Paraphrasing. All right, and that faith is again validated by your work. Read.
Verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues.
But beware of men, because they're going to deliver you up. Those Hebrew Israelites, they got a false doctrine. Those Hebrew Israelites, they're modern day domestic terrorists. However they want to label us, all right? These are the different ways that they're going to offer us up, okay, to the claws of these men, all right? So beware of that thing, all right? And understand that your protection is through the Most High. So you got to be in His will. You got to be in His covenant. You got to be walking out His statutes and commandments to be protected in this ministry. Read.
And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake.
And we will be brought before governors and kings for His sake. To let it be known, okay, well, you know what? We're working on the behalf of our king, Hamashiach Yahawashi. We're working on, the behalf of helping our people get up out of this mess. We're working on the behalf of truth because our people have been sucked up in all these lies against all these different religions and philosophies.
Wake them up!
You see? All right. Finish what you got, King.
For a testimony against them and the Gentiles.
For a testimony against them and the Gentiles. If we take a careful look at what's happening with a lot of these, athletes and entertainers, etc., a lot of them are coming into the knowledge of who they really are, according to the scriptures, all right? They're learning that they're Israelites. And we see that they're being put in a hot seat for the truth. They're being, judged in a negative manner for standing up for what the words of the Bible declares, all right? You got to understand that when you fight for the right thing in a world that's established in lies, you're going to be, cast out. You're going to be labeled as, a radical. But that's the same spirit that Yahawashi was running in. He wasn't propagating, the teachings of the Romans. He was propagating the teachings of the law, the teachings of our heritage, the teaching of our God, regardless of the Romans or the Americans or whatever people group that's in power is pushing. All right, we got to stick to the script and stay in our lane, all right, and keep our path secure, as narrow as it is. Finish what you got, King.
Verse 19. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak.
So basically, when you get out there on the highways and byways, you might not be prepared for something, but just go in the spirit, okay? And don't take too much, thought about what you're gonna say or do, because the Most High is gonna be working through you, okay? He's gonna bring these words, okay, to mind. He's gonna put these words on your tongue. Is that it, King? Or
the last verse, 20. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you.
It is not going to be us that's speaking, but it's the Spirit of our Father that's in us, okay? All of us are coming in the Spirit of our Father who is dwelling in us. Just like the scripture says, let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly.
That's right.
All right, and that's what's coming out. The very words that are dwelling in us, all right? All right, so all praises. They get Jeremiah 1 and 4, 4 through 10. And that's going to wrap it up for me. Baba Kishab, because even Jeremiah himself, was a little reluctant to get out there and put forth these words.
So Jeremiah 4?
Jeremiah, let me see. Chapter 1, verses 4 through 10. Please.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 4 through 10. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
So all of this was planned before time itself. All right?
That's right.
The Most High already had a plan for us to walk out this ministry before we even got here. So we don't have to worry about actually getting on the scene and performing. All we got to do is show up, and He's got the rest. All right. Finish out what you got, King.
Then said I, Lord, Yahawah, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But the Lord said unto me, Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
That's right. Now, there it is right there. I mean, here it is, Jeremiah kind of doubted himself. I can't do it like that, Lord. I'm just a child. The Lord has to correct him. Say not that I'm a child, because all the words that you're going to be speaking is going to be mine, paraphrasing. Right? So we ain't got to worry about nothing. Read.
Be not afraid of their faces.
Don't even be afraid of their faces. Don't be afraid if they over here hawking loogies. flipping you off, all that. Don't be afraid of that, all right? All right, because the Most High God has got us, all right? They're going to have to deal with him. That's all right. Read.
For I am with thee.
For the Lord is with us.
Come on.
Lord is with us, all right?
To deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdom, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
All praises to the Most High right there. The whole mission is laid out right there. He put his words in our mouth, okay, and through his spirit are we going to tear down all these strongholds that's keeping our people down. Okay, we're going to break through all these lies and get into the truth. Walk out this heritage that the Most High God has given us, all right, and we're going to continuously plant so that our seeds behind us are going to grow up in righteousness, all right? So this is the focus. This is what we got to be consumed with day in and day out as Israelites, the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. Coming back to our true heritage, all right, and getting back into the proper seed planting of our people, okay, which is this word, all right?
Wake 'em up.
So with that, okay, I want to just say keep the commandments, all right, in all integrity, all right? Do so even in the dark when nobody's looking, all right, because that's when it really counts, all right? So I'm going to have to say my final departing words, which is Kwame Asherallah.
Kwame Asherallah.
Kwame Asherallah.
Kwame Asherallah.
Kwame Asherallah.
Kwame Asherallah.
And that's my message.
Woo-hoo.